Oh my goodness, look how beautiful food to eat and from the grocery store and free seeds.
Hi, it's Robbie from Southern California. I got a couple things I want to talk about today. Let's start with ginger. Now, I went to Aldi the other day and they had ginger there. Now, the ginger is not from the United States. It appears to be from China. What is interesting is it's got growth on it. Now, let me explain one thing to you. Just because it's starting to grow doesn't mean it will grow, but I'm going to try it. So you'll have to come back and see if it makes it. I've got growth there, and these have signs of growth. So I'll tell you in a second what I'm going to do to save money. But let me explain what's going on. The research I've done, all ginger, because spices are supposed to be irradiated, and this is a spice, all ginger coming from out of the country is supposed to be irradiated. In other words, for shelf life and to make sure there's nothing on it that doesn't belong here, it's coming from another country. Now, they do things differently than they did about 6-7 years ago. From what I understand, the whole thing is irradiated. You got a big truckload and they're beaming all that stuff into the truck. Well, what about the ones that are in the middle? Some of those may not get quite as much of the radiation or whatever they're doing to it in the center. Because what was interesting is they had boxes of these. Like they were brought in containers and then they were individually boxed with maybe, I don't know, 20 or 30 in each box. It was only one box I found there that showed potential growth. Now, again, I'm going to call it potential because a majority of it could have been irradiated to the point where it won't really grow. So it might get a little bit of growth, start to look like it's going to grow. It's kind of like what they do with hemp seed. You can sprout it, but then it just dies when you're buying it for animal feed. Well, this could be the same thing. I know somebody that tried it before. They planted it and it fizzled right out. It started to grow and then it was gone. But let's see if I've got any luck with this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open it up and I'm going to break off some of it. And then after I break it off, I'm going to make sure the side that, that is going to be buried is going to be dried. The other part is going to be washed and then put in my freezer in a plastic bag. Like I'm freezing all my fruits and vegetables right now. Then I can take out the frozen piece of ginger and grate off what I need. So if I'm putting it in soup or rice or whatever, or making tea, you can grate off what you want or cut off slices and put it back in the freezer. That way it's going to last a very long, it will last until it's gone. It'll last over a year. So I'm going to get double duty out of this. One, trying to see if it will grow, and the other one for eating. The same thing in here, even though this one is showing more growth, I kind of sat it on the windowsill to see what would happen. Wanted to see if it was going to dry. If it just started to dry up, then I knew it wasn't going to be any good. But I've had it here for a few days, and this one's actually turning green. So this one is not. I don't know how much of that will really grow, but I will cut off some pieces on this one too. I bought 2. I figured I'm gonna go ahead and try it for you and for me. And then whatever doesn't make it, I'll still have for food come this winter, which will be really, really good. The only other thing I want to talk about today, I've been working with the hummingbirds. They're coming in like mad. They go through all the food I put out so quickly that it seems like that's all I'm doing all day. But that's okay. And then I work a little bit in the garden. I'm fixing up old fountains. So I want to kind of share a few little things with you. Now this I was disappointed in, but now I'm quite happy. They're growing, and a few of them, they look a little funky. This is Mexican papaya. I've got a whole bag of it. I went ahead, we ate the papaya, we froze some of it because it was pretty big, and I kept the label of it. I know it's somewhere. I had it here a minute ago. Oh, there it is. Now this papaya would have been irradiated also because it's not from here as well, because it's from Mexico. So when they cross over, they're brought into a facility and they're irradiated. They're supposed to tell you, but they really don't have to anymore. They've got ways around it. So I dried a bunch of it. I washed it and dried it. We'll see how good they are for next year. I don't want that many. I've got so many papaya. I've got some more growing. I'm not sure. I have papaya here. I got papaya growing everywhere, and I'm just starting to put them in pots, and they're taking off. We only want a few, and when I say a few, maybe 10, 15, 20 trees. So I don't need a lot of them. So I'll be giving some away and then just sticking them around the property. But this was the Mexican papaya. And it's taken almost 3 weeks to grow. So at first I started thinking, uh-oh, the papaya seeds, we have strawberry papaya left now. We had Mexican papaya years ago. When I take that out of the fruit and drop it into soil, it's like within 2 weeks, it just starts to grow like mad. And I get a lot of it. But this one took a little extra, just a little extra. Let's say 3 weeks, almost 3 weeks. And because I didn't see any growth, sometimes you see a little early on the strawberry papaya from our yard that we know is not treated in any way, I started to think it wasn't any good. But I've got now coming up in here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, never mind. They're coming up. And this is how I did this one. In the house, but in the window, so it got some sunlight. There are certain plants, if you try growing them in the house and they don't get any sunlight, they won't grow because they need to feel the sun. The seed gets the message, oh, the sun is bright, I'm warm, I'm damp, I'm ready to grow. So sometimes you put it, let's say here, and it's too shaded. This is certain seeds, not all seeds. And you think, gee, these seeds should have grown. A lot of flower seeds are that way too. They won't grow. So you put them in a place where they get a little bit of sunlight. It doesn't have to get a lot. So you'll have to really watch them. They don't dry out. But I have a fix for that. Then they get the message. It's sunny. I'm getting a lot of hours of sunlight. It's time to grow. So they did get the message. They're doing good. I would say, even if it was irradiated, these few seeds that are growing are doing really good. Now, these are mushroom containers I get at the store. Now, this one's got a hole here for drainage. So you just keep these. These are wonderful. This black one has no holes. So what I do is I put them together and then I water this one and I make sure there's a little bit of water on there so my papayas won't dry out. And in the beginning, I got these shower caps from Dollar Tree, and you get a bunch in a package, like 10 of them. These are fantastic. Let me tell you something. I know they sell the boxes for all your containers. You can get, sometimes they look like shower caps for them. Those are great too. But these are so big, they'll go over big bowls. So if you're having a party and you got a big salad in a bowl and you think, oh, the flies and stuff around, you grab a shower cap out and you use them, and don't throw them away. I use them over and over and over. They're not touching the food, so you can do a real quick rinse, throw it in your dish drainer on the counter, let it dry, and then tuck it away somewhere until you need it again. But I covered this to make sure that these seeds stayed damp. So I made a little tent with this. Instead of making them, and I can go make them and put a plastic bag on, the elastic holds it really nice. And then as they started to grow, or I gave it about a week, I started to open it up a little bit. You want to make sure they get some air. And if you think they're too wet, they might mold in there, the soil, then you can always make holes in them if you want, or just open them up. This has been great. So kind of keep an eye out. If you don't have any ginger and you want to try it, check the store out and see if any of them are growing. Like I said, only one box was growing. The other ones, they were dry to feel, and that's when you know they've been sitting for a while. I'm not even going to soak them. A lot of times I used to tell you soak them if they've been sprayed with a growth inhibitor. Since they're growing, do I have a scissors? I'll show you what I'm going to do. On this one, I can do this with you. We're going to cut this open. It's up to you if you want to keep the netting. And I'm going to get a flower pot. It's very simple. I'm going to do a little bit later. But I'm going to break off parts that I know aren't growing. Now, this is growing, but I don't think I want to do that. Oh, it smells so good. So I'm going to take that off. Now, I could do the whole thing, but then I have nothing to eat. And let's see this one. This one I don't see any growth on. So we're going to break that off. So I'm going to wash this really well, and then I'm going to dry it on the countertop. And once it's dry, I'm going to put it in a plastic bag, Ziploc it, close it tight, put it in the freezer, and I will have this all, well, until it's gone. I was going to say all year, but it will be gone whenever. You take it out. See, this one has a little growth there too. And you grate it, and then you put it back. So you take it out, it grades really good frozen, and then you put it back. If you want it not frozen, take it out, let it thaw, grate off or cut off what you want, and then put it back in. And I think I'll plant this whole piece, only because I don't know, you know, if it's got anything to it. It may need more growth. Normally I would just do the small piece, but we're now at, you know, we're not in summer anymore. I want this to get a good start, and I'm going to get this planted. I don't have anything here to show you, but I would just take a container, fill it up with the soil, make sure you have good drainage and good draining soil, and then just put it towards the top. You want to cover it, you don't want to see it, but you want to make sure that knows that there's sunlight. So I would put just about 1 inch of soil on the top, and then it will grow roots and hopefully spread. If this grows this year and I get foliage coming from it, I am not going to take it out to do anything with it and try to eat it for this year. What I would do with this particular one is when the rainy season comes, I'm going to bring it in, treat it as a house plant. Because at night, you know, at night it gets too cold outside, but in the house it'll do fine. A lot of times they will stay beautiful until spring when you put them back outside, or let's say closer to summer, in the house as a house plant. And then this one, I'll look it over. It's got some green growth here. I'll decide how much the same way I'm going to do. And there's one thing, if I wanted to get this today in the soil and not wait 3 or 4 days for that to dry, let me get something. I'll be right back. I'm back. I could singe it like that and just kind of dry it off. I could do this one. I don't want to do anything bad to my green growth. But what I'm doing is I'm singeing it and drying the area. And you can then plant it. I can plant it tomorrow. It will be fine. And that's all you need to do. So let's see what happens in the next few weeks. I'll come back and let you know if it worked or it didn't work. And then with these, I'm going to get these back in the sunlight. I don't want to put them there because this screen might move and blow them over. But I'm going to put them back in the window, and then I'll get them planted pretty soon like I have the ones outside planted. So keep an eye out to see, because normally this stuff isn't growing. So hopefully I'll have another ginger that's growing, and you can pick up some ginger at your store. Like I said, this is from Aldi's, but go ahead and check out your store, because this isn't exclusive. It's whoever carries this brand. I don't even know if it says a brand on it, but I'll show you the label, and that's all there is to it. And hopefully I'll get some growing and I'll get some eating. So with that, have a wonderful day, and don't forget to eat what you grow. Bye-bye. I can't believe I did that. The whole idea of this video was to test my mic, and I didn't plug it in. Maybe next time.